Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything. Continuing on the home stretch here, the latter half of drawing every country in the world's flag. And today we're going to go into South America. Well, actually I guess it's North America, but it's kind of like the bridge in between. So we can only be talking about Panama. Alright, so Panama, right, the thing that it's obviously most known for. You know, everybody, it's the first thing that comes to mind when you think of Panama is the Panama Canal, right? So, of course, we're going to get to that in our history here. And, you know, sometimes when I talk about a country, maybe not favorably, I like to say that something is like a construction project masquerading as a country, right? So I say that about like Ukraine, for example, because basically, you know, it's kind of make-believe borders created by communists, no real history of like a functioning state there, but it exists to get a bunch of defense contractors rich, right? So that's what I mean when I say a construction project masquerading as a country, but that actually literally is what Panama is. So, in like the literal sense, right? Not trying to be derogatory or anything like that, but yeah. So Panama Canal was always, even going back as far as like some of like the original founders were talking about getting that project up and running. You know, to cut significant time out of those shipping routes, right? So that's Panama, basically. It was explored and settled by the Spanish in the 16th century, and it was part of Gran Colombia, and I talked about that a little bit, the Union of Gran Colombia, in our Colombia episode, so go check that one out when you get the chance. Panama broke with Spain in 1821, so that Union of Gran Colombia, it's also a Colombia, Ecuador, Venezuela, Republic of Gran Colombia, and then so it's kind of like a federated sort of system of states that breaks up in 1830. But Panama actually remains part of Colombia. So for most of its history, Panama was just part of Colombia, and then this is where things get a little interesting. So when you think of like U.S.-backed coups and stuff like that, of course you think of all this stuff in like the Middle East, all this stuff like surrounding Russia. But we actually did that in 1903, kind of. So you don't really think of like, you know, the warfare state existing back then, but it most certainly did at the kind of like the dawn of the 20th century. The progressive era really starts gaining momentum during that time frame. So the U.S. backs this Panama secession from Colombia in 1903, and then they immediately sign a treaty with the United States allowing for canal construction and then U.S. sovereignty over that land that would eventually become the Panama Canal. Okay, so pretty impressive. What's the word I'm looking for? Not architecture, but like infrastructure. There we go. Like public works. Very impressive infrastructure project, right? That was not easy to do, right? Especially in that part of the world. A lot of really nasty diseases and like with mosquitoes in the jungle and stuff like that. So yeah, they built that. It took quite a while. It lasted from the construction went from like 1904 to like 1914. So right into World War I, basically. So getting that thing finished before the World War pops off. But no, they're not related. I'm not trying to hint anything there. So yeah, in the late 70s, there was another agreement to basically kind of like end like the lease that the United States had over the canal zone and get it over to Panama proper. And complete transfer would have taken place the end of the 20th century, so the 1990s. And the U.S. Does still have a lot of influence there, though, obviously, because it is still a very important trade route. Panama does have a dictator, Manuel Noriega. He's deposed with the help of the United States in 1989. Best president since Noriega. I'll give you $2 if you can guess that reference. So yeah, that did go through in 1999. They transferred it all back to Panama, and there's actually still some more. There's still some more projects. You think this thing was done 100 years ago, but there's actually still projects underway that kind of took place in like the mid 2000s, like around 2007, to actually extend some of the canal pathway to allow for like larger commercial ships to go through that area. So job is never done, right? It's always something to do on that Panama Canal. Always work to be done. It's my kind of country, right? There's always work to be done. There's always something to draw, always something to do. Okay, so that is Panama. Flag, yeah, I think I don't know. They could do a little bit more with it. I like the opposing color schemes or something, but it's just too, I don't know, too simple. I think they could do something else. But what does it mean? So, it's got 2 stars and 2 different colors that represent the 2 main political parties, the conservatives and the liberals. All right. So in this case, though, the blue actually represents the conservatives, and the red represents the liberals. So a little bit of a flip if you're used to those colors from like United States politics. And the white notes the peace between the 2 parties. Blue star, civic virtues of purity and honesty. Red star, authority and law. Okay, so that is Panama, right? The construction project that is a country, right? Not just masquerading as a country. Like, this country literally is a construction project that is ongoing to this very day. All right, so let me know what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you on the next video.